Introducing Dr. Ogali Ileye with Foot and Ankle Specialist located at the 415 Bienville Street, right behind the hospital in Natchitoches. Every step you take depends on the condition of your feet. Dr. Ogali Ileye is a former college athlete. Also, he has vast experience in sports medicine. As a licensed podiatrist, Dr. Ileye treats a wide range of foot and ankle problems like diabetic foot care, bunions, chronic sores, nail problems, infections, ingrown toenails, planters, warts, wound care, and more. The professionals at Foot and Ankle Specialist, 415 Bienville Street in Natchitoches, can help you get back on the good foot by calling 318-357-3668. That's 318-357-3668. So whether you need foot or ankle surgery because of a sports injury or just need constant foot care because of diabetes, put your best foot forward and call Dr. Ogali Ileye with Foot and Ankle Specialist in Natchitoches today at 318-357-3668. Dr. Ogali Ileye with Foot and Ankle Specialist, 415 Bienville Street in Natchitoches, the only podiatrist in Sinlock that is one step ahead of everyone else.
Good morning and welcome to Eyes Open with Tony Brown, your premier.
When the Founding Fathers wrote the Constitution, I think they envisioned an America that was safe and prosperous for everyone. God had his hand on the Founding Fathers' hearts and minds as they composed it. And a government run by the people, for the people, not a government run for the government. Being a Christian since I was the age of 5 has instilled in me the morals, integrity, wisdom, and ability to be a gracious and compassionate Attorney General. To accomplish these promises, I will rely on my extensive crime-fighting background. As a criminal prosecutor for 28 years, a commissioned sheriff's deputy for 25, a champion of victims' rights, and a civil trial attorney since 1991. As your next Attorney General, I'll make fighting crime my #1 priority so that you all can feel safe again in your communities. My door will always be open for you. Tony and I have been friends for years, and he can vouch for my experience, my character, and my commitment to do a job that you'll be proud of. Please consider voting for me, Marty Maley, for Attorney General on October 14th. My dear friends, may God always bless you and keep you safe. This message is authorized by the campaign to elect Marty Maley, Attorney General.
Hi, this is Dolores with Robinson Family Mortuary. We understand that times are hard and life is challenging, but planning for the homegoing service for a loved one should not be. So we are offering a service starting at $3,000, which comes in various color options. If you need more information, please give us a call, 318-442-7300. You can stop by 1815 Military Highway in Pineville, or if you happen to be in the Oakville area, please give us a call, 318-335-8656, to find out how our family can be of service to yours.
70% of prison inmates read at a fourth grade level or below. We can't cut crime without fixing our schools. Participation in early childhood education reduces criminal activity by 20%. Our schools are our first line of defense against crime. Bullying stops teaching and stops learning. 1 in 5 Louisiana high school students report being bullied on school property. 1 out of 6 will skip school at least once in the next 30 days, scared to
The Vibe, and 1110 a.m. KGGB, Alexandria, Pineville.
And now it's time for What's Up for Breakfast and Lunch with Mr. Kane Johnson. Good morning, Kane.
Good morning.
All right, and so what are we having for breakfast this morning?
For breakfast, we're having breakfast stick, fruit, and milk.
And for lunch?
We're having Italian combo sandwich, baked chips, combo vegetable, and then we have salad dressing, chilled grapes, and milk. That's your lunch menu for today. I'm Kim Johnson. Have a blessed day. Now let's move on to our prayer. Dear God, please help me forgive others. I want to feel peace and hear your voice. Amen.
Amen. That was a beautiful prayer. And that was What's Up for Breakfast and Lunch with Mr. Kane Johnson and Children's Prayer. Wise up and we'll be back. Don't go away.
Join the Southern University Law Center. University Law Center and the Tunabiloxi Tribe of Louisiana for the LaRue Economic Development Summit. This once-in-a-lifetime event will kick off this Sunday, September the 10th, with a health and wellness fair from 2 to 5 p.m. featuring the world-famous Southern University marching band, the Human Jukebox. LaRue's mission is to spur economic development in rural communities by connecting business owners with local and state leaders and tapping into a wide range of resources. Registration is open to the public or to anyone interested in learning more about economic development in rural areas and doing business with tribal governments. You can register on Sunday or go online to www.sulc.edu/LaRue. That's www.sulc.edu/LARUE. LaRue seminars will have lecturers, panelists, guest speakers who will inform you about affordable housing and funding opportunities, ag industry opportunities, and a medical marijuana overview, and grant funding and how to navigate the process, just to name a few. It's the second annual LaRue Economic Development Summit, Sunday, September the 10th through Tuesday, September the 12th, brought to you by the Southern University Law Center, the Southern University College of Business University of Economic Development, and the Tunabiloxi Tribe of Louisiana.
Rapides Primary Healthcare Centers now have convenient locations to better serve residents of Central Louisiana. Now you can get affordable medical, dental, and mental health care at 1217 Willow Glen River Road and 605 Brown Bend Road in Alexandria and 1007 Shirley Road in Bunkie. If you need quality health care for your baby from prenatal, during pregnancy, and up until adulthood, then look no further than Rapides Primary Healthcare Centers. Rapides Primary Healthcare Centers continues to be the affordable, timely answer to all your family's healthcare needs. All services are available to anyone regardless of their ability to pay. You or your family will never be turned away. Rapides Primary is a certified KidMed site with a sliding fee scale. Payment is based on income and size of family. Medicaid, Medicare, and most commercial insurance is accepted for all medical services. For appointments and information on all medical services, call 318-487-4400. That's 318-487-4400. Rapides Primary Healthcare Center, now with 3 locations to better serve Central Louisiana. A new beginning to quality healthcare.
Experience the magic, fun, and exciting September 9th and 10th at the Shrine Circuit. Join us at the Rapides Coliseum Saturday, September 9th, with shows beginning at 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and 6:30 p.m. Then on Sunday, September 10th, join us for one of 2 shows, 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. Individuals 12 and under admitted absolutely free. All other attendees purchase your tickets today at Max Fresh Market Store, Security Sporting Goods, and at the Rapides Coliseum. For more information, visit our Sinla Shrine Club Facebook page.
Your time is valuable. Look no further than Alexandria International Airport for your next flight. As a regional airport, we offer connecting flights worldwide through Dallas and Atlanta on American and Delta. Our friendly staff, clean facilities, and accessible parking will make flying AEX enjoyable and hassle-free. Whether making travel plans for business travel or pleasure, your destination to the world starts here. Visit flyaex.org to book your next flight.
Introducing Dr. Ogali Ilaye, the foot and ankle specialist located at the 415 Beanville Street, right behind the hospital in Natchitoches. Every step you take depends on the condition of your feet. Dr. Ogali Ilaye is a former college athlete. Also, he has vast experience in sports medicine. As a licensed podiatrist, Dr. Ilaye treats a wide range of foot and ankle problems like diabetic foot care, bunions, chronic sores, nail problems, infections, ingrown toenails, fractures, warts, wound care, and more. Professionals at Foot and Ankle Specialists, 415 Beanville Street in Natchitoches, help you get back on the good foot by calling 318-357-3668. That's 318-357-3668. So whether you need foot or ankle surgery because of sports injury or just need possible foot care because of diabetes, get your best foot forward and call Dr. Ogali Ilaye, the Foot and Ankle Specialist in Natchitoches today at 318-357-3668. Dr. Ogali Ilaye, Foot and Ankle Specialist, 415 Beanville Street in Natchitoches, the only podiatrist in Sinlock that is one step ahead of everyone else.
Hi, this is Dolores with Robinson Family Mortuary. We understand that times are hard and life is challenging, but planning for the homegoing service for a loved one should not be. So we are offering a service starting at $3,000, which comes in various color options. If you need more information, please give us a call, 318-442-7300. You can stop by at 1815 Military Highway in Pineville
Destiny Jones. My brother Robert Reed, who was a mentally ill patient, died while in custody at the Refuge Parish Jail back in February of 2011. He was just 23 years old. Robert was my grandmother Maxine Jones' caregiver. She died 5 months later. My grandmother called for an ambulance due to Robert needing medical assistance. The police showed up instead. They promised my grandmother they would take him to the hospital, treating him like a suspect. They cuffed him and tasered him before taking him to the Refuge Parish Jail. Video has recently surfaced showing me in jail Deputy Mark Wood not only handed someone a taser from my brother's holding cell, but he showed him kicking Robert in the head. My brother died after being cuffed, tasered, hog-tied, piled on, and tased again by his jailer, Mark Wood. My brother is dead. My grandmother is dead. The person I believe who played a role in both deaths are free. There is no justice here. Robert deserves better, my family deserves better, and you do too.
Hello, my name is Joseph Bailey Brown, and you listen to My Grandpa on Eyes Open with Tony Brown.
This is Eyes Open with Tony Brown on FM 107.5, The Vibe, and 1110 AM, KGGP, Alexandria, Pineville.
All right, we're back right here in your Premier Morning News Magazine. Time to find out what's going on in our forecast. Let's go live to Cameron Kowalski. He is a meteorologist with the National Weather Service out of Lake Charles. Hey, Cameron, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Tony. How are you doing this morning?
We're doing a lot better. We had I don't know if they got it everywhere in central Louisiana, but we got a bit of a deluge on yesterday. I know just south of Alexandria and Woodworth, where I am, and it lasted a good 20, 25 minutes. So I was very impressed with it. My ground sure used it. It did bring the temperatures down dramatically, but with that rain comes that humidity. So as I was driving in this morning, we're noticeably cooler this morning, but the question is, how long will that last?
Well, yeah, with that rain that we had yesterday, we do feel a little bit of that cooler start to the morning, but we will start to rock it up upwards towards the 100-degree mark, getting into the early afternoon hours today. With that, we will have a slight chance of thunder showers in the afternoon. I would imagine this to be very, very isolated at best, a little bit less than yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Do keep in mind that we have a heat advisory area-wide, so the feels-like temperatures are going to be in excess of 107 degrees, at times. So it's going to be very, very warm feeling for sure.
Okay.
Very hot, and that's going to pick up. Then as we move through into the weekend, Friday and Saturday, we're going to have a frontal boundary that's going to sink southward across the state, and it gradually increase our rain chances, and as well as bring down temperatures into the Saturday and Sunday range before we start warming back up next week.
Okay, so the weekend, as you mentioned, as we look at the extended forecast, we could get some more of those popcorn showers with that little front that you talked about over there.
There is some evidence out there for seeing some of these showers kind of starting up out of the north and sinking south along that frontal boundary, and then with the sea breeze as well, having that little extra humidity in the area may help actually give us some more precipitation Friday night and Saturday. So keeping our fingers crossed for that, because we're ready to get that drought down a little bit.
Absolutely. Hey, thanks a lot, Cameron. We appreciate you, okay?
Yeah, very much. Y'all take it easy, okay?
You do the same. Okay, Cameron Kowalski, a meteorologist with the National Weather Service out of Lake Charles, Louisiana, with today's forecast.
What's up for breakfast and lunch? With me, Caden Johnson, on Eyes Open with my Uncle Tony.
All right, we're back. I got Caden J. Johnson right next to me with What's Up for Breakfast and Lunch at Rapides Parish Schools. What's up, little man? How you doing today?
I'm doing fine.
You doing good? Okay. Anything notable happened in school yesterday?
Well, I did learn about something.
Okay, what'd you learn about?
Microbiomes.
Micro what?
biomes.
Oh, what is that? I don't even know what that is. Tell me. Well, do tell. What is that?
So, a place inside our body.
Okay. Microbias. What is it? Micro what?
Biome.
Biomes.
Biome.
Biome?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know what that is. You know how to spell it? Micro. I know how to spell micro. M-I-C-R-O. But what's the last part?
B-I-O-E-E. M-E.
M-E? Oh, microbiome. Okay, I don't know what that is. What's the purpose of it? Is it, we have them all over our body? Is it just one place in our body? And what is it for?
We have all of them. We have all of them in separate parts of our body, and so bacteria. So here's the problem.
Okay.
Bacteria can live in our microbiomes.
Ah, okay. And they just kind of hold tight there, hide out there for waiting to strike.
Yeah. Yes, and then so yeah, and then other bacteria, like not harmful bacteria, can live in there too.
Okay, so they're like secret hiding spots for bacteria in our body. Okay, well, I'm about to check that out, man. I appreciate that. So, yeah, I get that because, I had pneumonia a while back, and then the doctor told me that it was just kind of hiding out. He told me it was just hiding out. It's been there probably for years, and it just kind of stuck its ugly head up. So basically where that bacteria that creates the pneumonia in my lungs was hiding out in a microbiome. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. You told me something the doctor didn't know. You're so smart, and you learned that in school. Well, hats off to the teacher over there at Pineville Elementary School for teaching you about that. Okay, so from microbiomes to breakfast. What we got going this morning for breakfast on this Thursday, September the 7th?
So for breakfast, we're having breakfast stick,
Yummy.
fruit, and milk.
What's a breakfast stick, Can you tell me what a breakfast stick is? Is it like a cinnamon stick, a Dunkin' stick? Is it just a piece of cake?
It's like these little waffle sticks.
Okay, all right. Well, you summed it up for me. Okay.
Like you could pour syrup on it, which makes it taste a whole lot better.
I bet it does. Sugar makes everything taste better. The syrup. Okay, breakfast sticks is waffles. Got it. Okay, and what are we having for lunch? Yeah, well, I'm sorry. Anything else you want to say?
No.
Okay. What's going on for lunch?
Italian combo sandwich, baked chips, combo vegetable, salad dressing, chilled grapes, and milk. That's your lunch menu for today. I'm Caden Johnson. Have a blessed day.
Okay, you got a prayer for everybody?
Yes, I do.
Great.
Dear God, each day, please show me who needs encouragement and how I can help them. Amen.
Amen. That's a good advice right there. Go out and encourage somebody today. Good job, Kate. That's what's up for breakfast and lunch in Rapides Parish Schools, followed by the kids' prayer. Hello, everyone. I'm Tony Brown. This is your statewide news you can use on this Thursday, September the 7th. News being brought to you today by Dr. Ogali Alaye's office with Natchitoches Foot and Ankle Specialist. We're going to start in Alexandria where an 18-year-old and a 15-year-old have been arrested. They were arrested early Wednesday morning after the Alexandria Police Department received information that there were two teenagers, children, walking with guns, loaded guns, in the Sunset apartment complex, rifles. In fact, it was the 2900 block of Monroe Street. APD officers found the two young men carrying the rifles, who then fled on foot. After a short chase, both of them were apprehended. One was identified as 18-year-old Jamarion Marks of Alexandria, arrested and charged with resisting an officer, contributing to the delinquency of a minor, possession of a firearm in a school zone, and obstruction of justice.
Marks was booked into the Rapides Parish Detention Center. His 15-year-old comrade, who was also a male, was charged with the very same thing, this time except he was also in possession of a handgun as well as rifles. He was then transported and booked into the Renaissance Detention Center for Children. A Roebeline man was injured in a vehicle animal crash on Louisiana Highway 1 just north of Louisiana Highway 120 at the 494 near Cypress on Wednesday at about 5:30 a.m. according to the Natchez Parish Sheriff's Office. A 58-year-old man from Roebeline was traveling southbound on Louisiana Highway 1 just north of Cypress when he struck a black cow standing on his travel lane. The driver was transported from the scene by EMS to the Natchez Regional Medical Center and treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Troopers assigned to Louisiana State Police Troop E Alexandria investigated the crash. They are still attempting to identify the owner of the cow. No word on this story about what actually happened to the cow. The cow survived that crash, or if he perished, and if so, what will be done with the beef. More than 400 patients of Bob Dean's defunct nursing home Empire will soon receive $1,000 checks and a partial distribution of class action settlement funds from Dean's botched evacuation of his 7 homes from Hurricane Ida, according to the special master in the case. That amounts to a small fraction of funds due to them under a settlement reached almost a year ago in Jefferson Parish courtroom. The checks will begin going out this week, the second anniversary of a state shutdown of Dean's nursing homes in South Louisiana. Along with them, Judge Michael Mintz has also agreed to disperse a large chunk to plaintiffs' lawyers, 30% of more than $2 million in fees the judge has approved for them from a total settlement pot of about $12 million. Retired State Judge Rusty Knight, the special master, laid out that new plan while acknowledging delays in distributing the bulk of about $8.5 million left for Dean's patients under the settlement. The process of determining those payouts and cutting the checks will run at least a few more months, he said. Days before Ida, Dean evacuated 843 of his patients from the facilities to a warehouse in Independence and Tangipahoa Parish, where conditions turned squalid with too few toilets and showers and spotty air conditioning. Some of Dean's patients relieved themselves in buckets or cried for help from deflated air mattresses in the warehouse. Several would die, including 5 whose deaths state officials deemed storm-related. More than 50 were hospitalized. The Louisiana Board of Ethics is seeking to force Attorney General Jeff Landry to pay penalties related to a free private plane ride he took from a top donor in 2021, one of a series of flights on donor planes that Landry has not reported. Greg Mosing, a retired Lafayette businessman who is a top political supporter of Landry, gave Landry the free flight for a week-long trip to Hawaii back in 2021. Landry was featured speaker at an annual meeting of the Attorney General Alliance in Maui, according to the charging documents. The flight is one of several that the Advocate, the Times-Picayune, cited in a story that raised questions about whether such plane rides must be disclosed. Landry's top supporter, Shane Guidry, also confirmed he has given Landry rides on a plane owned by his company, Harvey Gulf. Landry did a paid stint as a board member of that company while serving as Attorney General. Landry, a Republican who is the front runner to become Louisiana's next governor, took the unusual step of announcing the ethics charge against him on Friday. Landry framed it as a political attack on him by a board whose members are mostly appointed by Governor John Bel Edwards, a Democrat and frequent sparring partner. The board released documents related to the case Tuesday showing that the board alleges that by accepting the flight, Landry violated a law that bans public servants from receiving anything of economic value for the performance of their official duties. The board also charged Mosing's LLC with violating a law prohibiting people from giving a thing of economic value to a public servant. Landry confirmed in a Substack post that he took the flight in question, arguing he saved taxpayers' money by flying on a private plane for free. And his campaign claimed Edwards had a role in the case as a way to, quote, damage Landry's campaign for governor. But Edwards said he wasn't even aware of the charges until seeing the news reports. Quote, that sort of rhetoric is silly, Edwards spokesperson Shauna Sanford said. The governor first learned of this matter when it was reported in the media just this past weekend. The George W. and Jane H. Pugh Institute of Justice will screen the Netflix documentary Victim at 12:45 p.m. Friday at the LSU Paul M. Hebert Law Center. E-Campus Drive. The event, free and open to the public, will take place in the center's McKernan Auditorium. A panel discussion will follow the documentary. The panelists will be victim suspect producer Rachel DeLeon, retired detective Carlton Hirschman, and Wendy L. Patrick, JD, MDiv, PhD, alongside. DeLeon is an Emmy-winning reporter and videographer for the Center for Investigative Reporting. In Victim Suspect, she travels across the country exploring cases in which young women were charged with falsely filing a police report, arrested, and even imprisoned after going to police to report being a victim of a sexual assault when they actually weren't. LSU officials are arguing people to cook with caution at tailgates this weekend. On Wednesday, LSU Athletics released a statement urging attendants to refrain from open flame cooking, but later that afternoon the statement was updated to say outdoor cooking was allowed. The university cited a news release from the state fire marshal said residents resume outdoor cooking with safety measures in place. The state fire marshal updated its outdoor cooking regulation in a news release Wednesday afternoon. Southern University had issued a statement similar to LSU, but had not updated it as of Wednesday night. LSU will play Grambling State University, kickoff at 6:30 p.m. Southern University will play Jackson State, kickoff also at, the kickoff for Grambling versus Southern, LSU is 6:30. The Southern kickoff is at 6 p.m. Months of record heat and little rain have left much of the state vulnerable to wildfires, according to the online tracker, a wildfire aware. Firefighters Wednesday were battling wildfires in Vernon, Rapides, and Beauregard parishes. That's right. We're having wildfires right here in Rapides Parish. LSU and Kim Mulkey have agreed to a contract extension that will make her the highest paid women's basketball coach in the nation. According to a term sheet the Advocate obtained Wednesday through a public records request. The new 10-year, $32 million deal is pending final approval from the LSU Board of Supervisors, which meets on Friday. Mulkey's previous contract was scheduled to pay her an average annual value of $2.5 million until 2029. The new deal will start at $2.75 million and escalate to $3.65 million by the final year, 2033. Its average annual value is $3.2 million, will be the highest in the country. UConn coach Gino O'Mara earns $2.9 million, and South Carolina coach Don Staley makes $2.7 million per year. The deal will also make Mulkey the second highest paid coach at LSU, trailing only football coach Brian Kelly. Men's basketball coach Matt McMahon signed a contract in 2022 that pays him $2.9 million annually. Baseball coach Jay Johnson earned $1.25 million last year. And finally, Tropical Storm Lee has strengthened to a hurricane in the Atlantic and is expected to intensify into an extremely dangerous major hurricane by early Saturday, forecasters say. Hurricane Lee was moving west-northwest at 14 miles per hour with sustained winds at 75 miles per hour Wednesday afternoon. According to the National Hurricane Center, forecasters show Lee eventually reaching a Category 4 with 140 mile per hour sustained winds by Friday afternoon and 145 mile per hour winds by Saturday afternoon. Although models show Lee passing to the north of the Leeward Islands this weekend, the storm's track is uncertain. Multiple local meteorologists say Lee will not pose a threat to the Gulf of Mexico. I'm Tony Brown. That's your Thursday, September the 7th cast for Eyes Open and 11:10 a.m. KTTP. Have a safe and a blessed day.
This is Eyes Open with Tony Brown on FM 107.5 The Vibe and 11:10 a.m. KGTP, Alexandria Pineville.
Introducing Dr. Ogali Ileye with foot and ankle specialist located at the 415 Bienville Street, right behind the hospital in Natchitoches. Every step you take depends on the condition of your feet. Dr. Ogali Ileye is a former college athlete. Also, he has vast experience in sports medicine. As a licensed podiatrist, Dr. Ileye treats a wide range of foot and ankle problems like diabetic foot care, bunions, chronic sores, nail problems, infections, ingrown toenails, planters, warts, wound care, and more. The professionals at Foot and Ankle Specialists, 415 Bienville Street in Natchitoches can help you get back on the good foot by calling 318-357-3668. That's 318-357-3668. So whether you need foot or ankle surgery because of a sports injury or just need constant foot care because of diabetes, put your best foot forward. And call Dr. Ogali Ileye with foot and ankle specialist in Natchitoches today at 318-357-3668. Dr. Ogali Ileye with foot and ankle specialist, 415 Beanville Street in Natchitoches. The only podiatrist in Sinlock that is one step ahead of everyone else.
It's time for the scripture of the day. And now, the beautiful Bianca Brown.
Hi, it's Bianca Brown with your scripture of the day. Today's scripture comes from the book of Hebrews chapter 12, verse 2. Looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and has sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Today's scripture is being brought to you by the Monroe Street Church of Christ in Alexandria, Louisiana. If you would like to learn more about the author and finisher of our faith, you can do so by contacting the church. Give the Monroe Street Church of Christ a call at 318-448-2494 and ask to speak with Minister Jesse Allen. Or you can write the Monroe Street Church of Christ at 2008 Monroe Street, Alexandria, Louisiana, 71301. As we always say, we will continue to lift you and your family up in the precious name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
It's time for the Daily Bread with Tony Brown.
Hard to imagine. Philippians 1:19 through 26. I am hard pressed between the two, having a desire to depart and be with Christ, which is far better. Philippians 1:23. Whenever my wife Bianca and I get ready to go on vacation, we like to read about our destination, go online, study maps, anticipate the joy of finally arriving at the place we've dreamed about for so long. For those of us who know Jesus Christ, we have an incredible destination ahead of us, heaven. But I find it interesting that a lot of us don't seem to be very excited about getting there. Why is that? Maybe it's because we don't understand heaven. We talk about streets of gold and gates of pearl, but what is it really like? What is there to look forward to? I think the most profound description of heaven is found in Paul's words to the Philippians. He said that to depart and be with Christ is far better, 123. It's what we tell our children, our grandchildren, when asked about heaven and what it's like. Start by asking him, what is the most exciting thing in your life? My grandson asked me, or I asked him, he told me about his computer game and other fun things he likes to do. And then I told him that heaven is far better. He thought for a minute and then said, Grandpa, that's hard to imagine. What is it that you look forward to in life? What really excites you? Whatever it is, although it's hard to imagine, heaven will be far better. To be in his presence, a glorious thought, so awesome I cannot conceive. I'll bow down and worship the Lord on his throne and answer the praise he'll receive. The more you look forward to heaven, the less you desire on earth. I'm Tony Brown, and that's today's Daily Bread.
Rapides Primary Healthcare Centers now has convenient locations to better serve residents of Central Louisiana. Now you can get affordable medical, dental, and mental health care at 1217 Willow Glen River Road and 605 Brown Bend Road in Alexandria and 1007 Shirley Road in Bunkie. If you need quality health care for your baby from prenatal, during pregnancy, and up until adulthood, then look no further than Rapides Primary Healthcare Centers. Rapides Primary Healthcare Centers continues to be the affordable, timely answer to all your family's healthcare needs. All services are available to anyone regardless of their ability to pay. You or your family will never be turned away. Rapides Primary is a certified KidMed site with a sliding fee scale. Payment is based on income and size of family. Medicaid, Medicare, and most commercial insurance is accepted for all medical services. For appointments and information on all medical services, call 318-487-4400. That's 318-487-4400. Rapides Primary Healthcare Center, now with 3 locations to better serve Central Louisiana. A new beginning to quality health care.
Hello, you're listening to
Floodgates open with Tony Brown and a hot cup of coffee. An informative and positive way to start your day.
All right, Eyes Open News Time, 50 minutes past the hour. I was coming across a story this morning, and this happened in Mississippi. It doesn't surprise me still in Mississippi that you have police officers who view black children, not as children, but as adults, or just simply as being blacks. It's certainly a hate-filled, racist component to this story, and I'd like to share it with you. Because, you know, we live in rural areas, and, you know, when you're out in the country, you're out hunting and fishing with your grandpa, your dad, or whatever, you know, you do like the bear do. You go in the woods. When nature calls, you go in the woods. There are laws in America that prevent grown people, whether they're men or women, from urinating in public view. But children, on the other hand, should be treated with childlike gloves. That certainly was not the case in Senatobia, Mississippi. Never heard of Senatobia, but now I have. Senatobia police officers moved a child to tears last week when they arrested and hauled him off to jail for urinating in public. He was just 10 years old. The child's mother, LaTonya Eason, spoke to Fox 13 News in Mississippi. Let's go to the very latest from Fox right now about what happened.
10 years old, sitting in the back of a Senatobia police cruiser. What could he have possibly done to wind up there? Urinate in public. There's a photo circulating on social media, sparking outrage in the community. I spoke with the boy's mother about what happened and asked police why they felt the need to haul the boy off to jail.
I'm just speechless right now because, for one, I can't believe it happened. Like, why would you arrest a 10-year-old kid?
Last Thursday, LaTonya Eason stopped by a Senatobia attorney's office for legal advice. She says within as little as 10 minutes, a police officer interrupted her meeting. He caught her 10-year-old son, Quantavious Eason, urinating behind her car.
I was like, son, why did you do that? He said, Mom, my sister said they ain't got a bathroom in there. I was like, well, you knew better. You should have came and asked me if they had a restroom. So he was like, since you had it like a mom, then he could just get back in the car.
But Eason says things quickly took a turn for the worse when several more police cruisers pulled up.
Another officer came over there and was like, your son got to get out of the car. He got to be arrested because he can't do that.
I started like crying a little bit, and they had like took me down there, and they got me out the truck, and I wouldn't know what was happening.
Quantavious says they held him in a jail cell, and his mom says they charged him with child in need of services, then released him to her.
That could really traumatize my baby. My baby could get to the point where he don't want to have a counting with police, period.
I get scared, start shaking and thinking I'm going to jail.
We reached out to Senatobia Police Chief Richard Chandler. He sent over this statement. It says in part, In this situation, an officer personally witnessed a 10-year-old committing an act in public which would have been illegal for an adult under these circumstances. The officer did not observe a parent on the scene during the initial contact. The mother was located at a nearby business shortly thereafter, and the mother was advised her child would receive a youth court referral for this matter. Under these circumstances, it was an error in judgment for us to transport the child to the police station since the mother was present at the time as a reasonable alternative.
That's crazy as hell. Error in judgment. So the first cop was there, you know, he left the kid back in the car, and then they showed up 2 to 3 units deep. And so your son's going to have to get out of the car. And they put this kid in the back of a squad car. You saw the picture that his mom took him down to the police station, processed him, and then put him in a jail cell. And his mother was there. So nowhere on God's given planet would a purchase in their righteous mind take a child who was peeing in the parking lot to jail. But it happens only in America. Q, I want you to hit the recording because I want to say something. I got a new hero. I want to share this story with our listeners. My hero, after hearing this story, is Miss Patricia Lewis. She's the president and CEO of Rapides Primary Healthcare Center. Last week, Miss Lewis went to defend her employee who was having a problem getting his checks processed correctly from Capital One Bank. After weeks of repeatedly mismanaging his money, they were continuously citing him with NSF charges. So by the time he got to his check, he had very little check left. You know how you can get to that never-ending circle. But it wasn't his fault. After he went to her, she took the liberty of her own of going down to the bank where the problem occurred. She told me that when she got there, she observed all white tellers at Capital One Bank. Not one black teller in the bank. But everybody in the line were African American. So she proceeded to ask for the manager. The manager, whom we probably know, didn't even come out. So she talked to one of the underlings, not the manager, told him what the problem was, and she demanded that the problem get fixed right now, immediately. They dismissed her case, and told her that she had to leave. So Miss Patricia Lego Lewis called the president of the bank, a higher up, on the phone. She voiced her displeasure not only with how her employee was treated, but how she had been treated verbally and had been asked to leave the bank, and that the manager did not even come out to greet her. She also told the bank president that I'm sitting in this bank and I see all black people in the lobby in line as customers of your bank, but there's not one black teller at the bank. Now, the manager may be black, who didn't come out to greet her, according to Miss Lewis, but no one else in that lobby that worked at Capital One Bank were black. And we're talking about the Capital One Bank on Jackson Street. So after she had talked to a higher up on the phone, she was very displeased, and she went to that bank that very minute after she was supposedly dismissed and asked to leave, and withdrew over $1 million out of that bank. She put her money where her mouth is. Yes, she undoubtedly followed their orders. She left that bank, but she left carrying more than $1 million, which she subsequently put into another bank. Now, she still left quite a few millions in that bank. But one thing that she did that I respect and that I love, and only very few people have the economic prowess or authority to do this in Central Louisiana. Black people have a control of their own money and not taking, being dismissed as an answer. So she put her money where her mouth is. Several weeks later, or a week or so, a couple of weeks according to her, she got a call from the higher ups at the bank asking her why she did what she did. She explained it to them. So, with her economic prowess, she is having them take a look at hiring more black people at that bank, not to be janitors, not to be security guards, but to be tellers at the bank. And you could best believe the next time that Capital One Bank is faced with a disgruntled customer who is trying to get something done that is just the right thing to do, they will have second thoughts about being dismissive, because you can't judge a book by its cover. And the bottom line is, we only matter when there's dollar signs behind our name. My hero for the entire month of September is Miss Pat Lego Lewis. Thank you, Miss Pat. We wish we had more people of color who are in positions like yours, who have the testicular fortitude to not only stand up for your staff member, but to do what you did by putting your money where your mouth is. More eyes open when we come back, folks. Don't go away.
Eyes Open News Time. It's 7 minutes past the hour. 7 minutes past the hour. Top of the morning to you on this Thursday, September the 7th. We got your Rapides Parish School Board update with Mr. Willard Bubba McCall coming up in just a few minutes. We're also going to be telling you about the Southern University Law Center as well as the Tuna Biloxi Tribe, Tribal Council, this weekend hosting the LaRue Development Summit. It kicks off this Sunday with a huge health and awareness fair. The Health and Awareness Fair starts at 2 p.m. You can go by there, meet all the chancellors of the Southern University system. You'll see the chancellor from Shreveport, the one out of Baton Rouge, the Southern University Law Chancellor, the Ag Center Chancellor. You'll get to see also nurses from all three campuses there giving the health fair, taking blood pressure checks, diabetes checks, and the like. Then you'll have access to a lot of information. There'll be vendors posted up throughout the event. And the entertainment will be provided by the Human Jukebox. That's right. The entire Southern University marching band is going to be at Paragon Casino this Sunday, and we're inviting the public out to this free, very needed event on this Sunday. That's going to be followed by the two-day conference on that Monday and Tuesday. If you're a business owner, you want to find out more about 5G, how to become a part and get into the marijuana business, yeah, they're going to have seminars and experts speaking for those 2 days on a plethora of topics. How to get grant money, where the resources are, how to get it, how to get help in getting the money. So if you are a business owner in Central Louisiana, it would be in your best interest to register for the conference. I think there's a registration fee for those 2 days. They do have rooms available should you decide to stay the night. But again, we got Mr. John K. Pierre, Chancellor of Southern University Law Center, going to be coming up in about 30 minutes or so. So you want to listen up for that. And you want to go to that event, certainly if you want to see the Human Jukebox performing, starting at 2 p.m. at the Maury Center as part of the LaRue Development Summit, kicking off Sunday and goes all the way through Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. We got Dr. David Holcomb on the back end, and of course the rest of the nation is experiencing 20% increase in COVID-19 hospitalizations and deaths. No testing being done in many states, including Louisiana. A new round of boosters expected to come out next week. A new variant has been detected in 5 states, and some states have reissued mask mandates. So COVID is lifting its ugly head up again. We'll tell you about that. We got your statewide news you can use coming up. Alexandria man arrests 2 children after they're seen carrying semi-automatic rifles in an apartment complex parking lot in a school zone. We'll tell you about that. One's as young as 15 years old. Then they have the audacity of trying to fight the police. Robaline man injured in a crash with a cow on Louisiana Highway 1. I wonder, the man is okay, suffered minor injuries, was taken to the hospital, but I'm asking about the cow. Excuse me, I saw the vehicle. It's all banged up in the front. So what happened to the cow? They're still trying to find the cow's owner. It's a black cow. Maybe it's not priority. Bob Dean settlement funds over botched evacuation to start trickling out, says Special Master. Jeff Landry's flight to Hawaii on donor's jet prompts ethics charge. Board seeking a penalty. Watch Netflix Victim Suspect featuring LSU professor for free at the Law Center on Friday. LSU officials urging caution while cooking at tailgates, citing ongoing burn bans. So if you're tailgating at the Southern University Jackson State game at Southern this weekend, be mindful. One little flame, one little flicker of a flame can hit the grass and torch up the whole place. Same way at LSU. Yeah, but you know what I said about the LSU playing Grambling this weekend? It's a mostly black team playing an all-black team. It is what it is. But when you look out in the stands, it's mostly white people. When you look out on the coaching perimeter, the sidelines, it's mostly white people. But when you look at the black bucks who are playing, who are gaining the yards, who are scrapping each other, who are fighting each other for their entertainment, it's mostly young black boys on both sides. Yeah, I said it. It is what it is. LSU expected to make Kim Mulkey the highest paid women's basketball coach in the nation. And finally, Ms. Q, Hurricane Lee forms in the Atlantic, likely to become extremely dangerous, forecasters say, 12 minutes past the hour.
12 minutes past the hour, right here on your premier morning news magazine. Good morning.
All right, we're back. Time for your Rapides Parish School Board update with Mr. Willard Bubba McCall, the hardest working politician in Central Louisiana, hands down. Mr. Bubba, welcome back. Always glad to have you in the studio.
Well, good morning, everybody. I'm glad to be here.
A lot of stuff y'all mulling over. I mean, you know, let's talk. You want to talk about the money, or you want to talk about this past meeting?
Well, we're going to talk about the money first. Well, look, we're on track to spend the bond money as we told our constituents we would. Now, here's the problem. We're making sure that no kid is displaced from none of the schools that we're going to be working on.
Okay.
Because once we displace them, we have a problem with our system not letting our kids go back to that school once it's new, okay?
That's right.
We're not going to do it. I'm also having concerns about Bolton becoming a pre-K through 12.
I want to talk about that.
Okay, pre-K through 12. That school was built as a high school.
They tried to do
Jump Street.
If memory serves me correctly, Mr. Bubba, didn't they try to do this 2 or 3 years ago?
Well, they tried.
Every year this kind of thing comes up where they try to put little bitty kids with high school kids in the same building. That could be kind of problematic, don't you think? When you got a 19-year-old senior that's going to school with a
14-year-old.
Yeah, with a 12-year-old girl, 11-year-old girl, or whatever the case may be. Having them having them on the same campus, I understand, separate buildings.
Well,
but having them in the same building could create some problems.
They tried this at Peabody. They wanted to bring all the Arthur Smith to Peabody and shut it down. Okay, many years ago.
Okay.
Telling you all, now we got Jeff Powell up there. He wants to shut down Phoenix, bring all those kids over to Bolton. Now, talking about its flood. I talked to a board member who went to school there, Miss Linda Burgess. It did not flood when she was going to school there. If you go behind the school and take a look at how much dirt they done added back there, built it up so high, making it good for the kids that don't live in the neighborhood. That's why the water runs down into it. I went and took a look. The church right there, there's a church right there.
So the runoff from the high pound of soil that they have placed in the back of their school now running off into the building.
They got a church right next to it, a black church.
Okay.
It don't flood.
It doesn't.
Okay, you go look at the height of the school ground versus the height of the church ground. The church ground is flat. Theirs is at an angle coming toward the school.
So their runoff is even going to the school?
Right, they close, no. The dirt behind the school, the runoff, the water running into the ditch behind the school, it runs toward the school.
Okay.
They went back there and did some dumb stuff years ago, and it started getting worse and worse. All you got to do is put some people back there, grade it down and fix it, okay? Linda Burgess went to that school. It didn't flood when she was going. So it's what they did over the years, to enhance physics, playground equipment, and all that kind of stuff. So you just created a flood zone. That's all you created.
Yeah.
But that's Jeff Powell.
But aren't they supposed to take a look before they go and do any construction of school, make
let
any
me tell you,
changes? You're supposed to go in there and take a look at the flooding situation. Water runoff.
We got a man down there named Roy Rice. I'm gonna call names, okay? If he says okay, it could be the building could be collapsed, and they're gonna put somebody in it, okay? That's and he ain't got a degree in nothing but nothing at all. But he knows everything, so I'm through with that part.
Okay.
Now, you get somebody, you get an engineer to go in there. We have an engineer that works for the school board. You never see him at a meeting, okay? Rachel gives all the reports for if you need answer. Instead of the engineer coming to
But he's not an engineer.
No, he's not.
Okay.
No, he's
Why they still using the guy?
Well, that's a...
He must be connected to somebody.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on. So, what has been the feedback from the community on changing Bolton to a magnet program?
Well, so far, it's been a bit quiet.
Okay.
But but when these parents wake up and realize Bolton was not built for little bitty children. Pre-K through 6th grade, 7th grade was not built for those kids. It was built for high school students only. Miss Franklin wanted it to be a 6th grade through a 12th grade. And then you got those people. Miss Burgess sat there and voted, oh, that's going to be fine. That ain't going to be fine. Those little kids and big kids don't make. This is an inner city school. This is not one of the schools on the outskirts where everybody knows everybody, okay?
Okay.
We're going to have kids from 4 or 5 different neighborhoods. What you got when you put them in 4 or 5 different neighborhoods? What do you have?
Chaos.
Chaos and trouble.
And trouble.
Thank you.
You're right. So let me ask you this. What's the magnet component? What are they trying to do as far as the magnet, the curriculum?
Well, that's the part they ain't talking about.
Okay, so they want to make it a magnet school, but they haven't
They
decided what
haven't
the
even
curriculum is going to
discussed
be.
what it's going to be, okay?
Okay.
Miss Franklin need to get her act together. I'm going to be upfront with you.
Go ahead.
Make this man lay all his plans out on the table, okay? Jeff Powell, they say he's a good man. I'd say he's a fair superintendent, fair person. But every now and then he will throw you a curve, okay? Now that magnet program they talking about, they haven't explained what they're going to put, what it's going to be. When Peabody became a magnet school, They went down each course what it was going to be. Okay? Now, they haven't done it at Bolton. Those kids from pre-K.
Is Peabody still in magnet school?
Yeah.
Okay.
Still got it. Oh, Lord, I got to be there for 9 o'clock this morning, so we got to get through with this, so I got to be over there for 9. We're going to be training kids on how to take over, do jobs. They partnering with different companies. Those kids going to be given internships and everything else, okay?
Okay.
But at Bolton, we just know that he wants to make it a pre-K through 12. And the reason he gave was we need to move Phoenix, okay? Well, the parents at Phoenix better stand their ground. Their kids going to be over there with grown folks, okay? You're going to have kids from 4 different...
Where's Phoenix right now?
So I got on the Lincoln Road in the black neighborhood, another school in the black neighborhood shutting down, okay?
Yeah.
That's
So
what
didn't
he did.
Phoenix used to be out there at England Air Park?
Yes, it did.
When it first started?
Right.
It was okay out there. Now then they moved it to the inner city school. So when you have Phoenix, and then you got Peabody Montessori, and they're all in black neighborhoods where you have an overwhelming
You got
majority
what-
of white kids
what-
going,
you got it right.
going to black neighborhoods and mostly black schools, which isn't problematic. I guess for the most part, because parents don't have a problem with it as long as they have mostly white teachers, white faculty, and most of the kids are white.
Well, you know, they got it.
We do.
And you got the
And you
Bolton's all
can't
the
deny
same
them.
way,
But
or
guess
you can't
what?
deny 'em.
Unless somebody's checking the gate when they coming in, because we've had this happen before, where you had somebody basically like Bull Connor standing in the door. Although the school board says, yeah, y'all can come here, but we're going to do everything I can to make sure
You
y'all don't come here.
Nah, well,
So, you
we
know, you
fine.
still got some Bull
Well,
Connors over these programs.
we got a decent principal at a
So there needs to be somebody from the school board or somebody who knows what schools, what child is applying, and that they don't just get denied unjustly
Justly.
because the white principal don't want to see black
Okay.
kids going to her school
Now
and
we
bring the
got-
numbers down.
Well,
Is that a concern of yours?
Yes, it did. But, the last principal we had at Peabody Montessori, we had our days.
She did that, yeah.
We had our days. We got a new one over there now.
Okay.
And we got.
What they do with the old one?
No, she retired. Thank God.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Now we got another problem here with the transportation. We don't have no director of
I want to
transportation.
talk about the buses.
Okay, the buses. Now we got to get a new director of transportation. Our last one, Mr. Baptiste, resigned, and the reason we don't know yet. Okay.
How long had he been there?
He's been there a couple of years.
Because it's a headache.
Well, no. He didn't resign for the headache. Okay?
No, he didn't.
No, with something else. I've been trying to talk to him, but I haven't been able to get in contact.
But is it something pertaining to the job or something
No,
outside?
it's something pertaining to the job.
Okay, something he don't like what's going on.
Thank
so
you.
you know what? I don't need this headache.
Thank you. Well, I don't blame you.
Okay.
Well, because you got people upstairs want to tell you
Now-
what to tell you how to
Now,
do
do
your
we
job.
have the bus problems that they've been having down there in East Baton Rouge?
Well, we got some few bus problems, okay? Bus.
I know you got some calls. I mean, are kids being picked up on time?
We got
Are
a few
kids be
that-
out there at 5 o'clock in the morning waiting
No.
on the bus? Are they getting home at 6 o'clock from
No,
school?
we don't have none of that right now. Just thank God.
What about
Backseat-
air conditioning in the buses?
We got a few that don't have air conditioning with the new, every bus
But
we're
y'all put
buying.
some ice water in the back.
Every bus that we're buying is air conditioned. I'm getting 12 off the call. Electric buses. Oh,
Oh, I'm glad you said that, electric, because that was my next question. We should start transitioning the fleet from
Well,
gasoline
well,
into electric.
We got 12 electric buses coming. They've already did the parking pad. They're going to start.
How much do those cost a piece?
Well, I didn't actually was gifted to us by the federal government.
Okay. All right.
I got 12 and Buckeye got 12.
Okay.
Okay. It's going to be, I was shooting
So
for
the
all-
12 is going to be for your district?
Right. I was shooting for all 24 of them, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
And,
Well, at least you got half.
I got half of them. Now, the bus problem is not a big problem in Rapid Pass right now. But we do have some bus drivers that don't want to pick up the pre-Ks, want them to walk a block.
Okay. Oh, really?
Those kids are too young to walk a block.
Yeah.
Okay, and you pass right by that house, one block. I went to that street and counted 9
Yeah, but if they
houses.
stopping 5 or 6, 7, 8 times before they get to their bus stop because they're picking up the kids in front of everybody's house.
Well, hold it.
Don't they
Those,
slow
the
don't they
big
slow,
kids.
I'm just being the
Well,
devil's
I'm-
advocate here.
Wait, hey.
Don't they slow the rock
But
down?
excuse me one minute. A pre-K kid that ain't tall enough to see across this table, you go to this house to pick
Pre-K,
him up.
what
You-
age we talking about, Mr.
You
Butler?
talking about 4 years old, 4 and a half
Okay, yeah,
years
that's
old.
still too young.
You don't let that kid walk a block and don't tell me the mama can stand on the corner.
Mr. Bubba, when you was 4 years old, you had a job.
Well, when I was 4 years old, I had my mother and father made doggone sure that we stayed with some adults or bigger
Until-
kids.
that's right.
But there are no big kids on that
No.
street that walk around there with their kids. This is let's go to the elementary school only.
Okay.
This is the only kid on the end of the block. She got to walk a whole city block. I counted 9
But why her
houses.
mama and her daddy can't walk her?
Wait, mom and daddy. Why the bus driver passed right by the house in the afternoon and get what, she put the kid off a block
Yeah,
from
but
my house?
mama
Hold
and-
on, let me finish.
Whose job is it to make sure they get on the bus?
It's the mom and the bus driver used to pick up the middle school kids. Changed her mind this year. She ain't going on that street and pick them up. You got to come to the next street. We and her had a little talk yesterday.
So the bus driver's got a lot of power then.
Well, she had thought she did. Okay. No, we don't
So
have
did you fix that problem? She now going down the street?
We're gonna drop this kid off at the house.
But we can't afford to lose no bus drivers. Mr. Butler.
We can't afford to lose no child either. Okay?
Amen to that.
Wait, you don't know who's on that
That's a
street.
snappy
That's a
comeback. I
that's
can't come back with nothing on that one.
Okay, thank you. You don't know whether pedophiles live on that street or not. Okay. This kid walking a whole city
There are
block.
pedophiles on every street.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So you don't let a 4-year-old
No.
walk down the street a whole
By
city
themselves,
block by
just to get
themselves.
abducted. Because you know what? The wolf will be sitting there waiting for the sheep.
The mom stands out there and watches her child all the way.
Go
to
all the way
corner.
down. Absolutely.
Okay, but then the mom, she's standing there watching that child go all the way. If the bus driver's late, mom's late for work. But she said she's gonna be late. She don't give a damn what she does.
Okay.
So
And
the
rightfully so.
bus driver passed right by that child's house on the way home in the evening. Okay, guess what she did? She
Passed
dropped the
by-
child. She dropped the child at the corner, a block from the house, and didn't come right by the bungalow. Me and her, we fell out about that yesterday. Okay.
You and who?
Me and the bus driver.
Okay.
She called me. She called the wrong person.
Okay.
They called her and told her what she was going to do, and she called me to tell me she wasn't doing it.
Okay. And
Well-
they called the wrong person, Mr. Butler?
Oh, shoot. We're gonna meet on her about 10:30 this morning. Okay, I got to be at Peabody for 9 on this.
You got anything else you want to say in this?
Well,
in
look.
wrap up?
Just keep your child safe. Okay. We heard COVID is back. Okay.
It's back.
I'm monitoring that.
And our RSV is back too.
That you get your
Respiratory
RSV shot, your flu
syncytial
shot,
virus.
and if you can get a booster shot, middle of September. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, they're talking about doing it as early as next week.
Well,
COVID-19 cases are up 20%. COVID deaths and hospitalizations are up 20%. 5 states have already saw the new variant, and I think Louisiana is one of them.
Right.
And some states have already reissued mask mandates.
Well, we got it's funny. It's in the schools right now. Okay.
It's in there.
It's in
Without
the
a
school.
doubt.
But no, so we gotta tell our parents, if you think that your kid in school that they say they got COVID, wear a mask, please.
Yeah.
Please wear a mask.
And
We'll let
and,
you know.
and I guess the teachers and faculty are being encouraged to wear masks as well, Mr. Bubba.
So some of my schools I go to, they all masked up.
They all masked up, and rightfully so. When you're around a whole bunch of snotty-nosed little kids all day, every day, wear a mask. Mask
Well,
up.
Look, y'all, thank y'all for your time.
Thank you.
And here's where we at. We'll let you know how the bus thing goes. Everything's looking good right now. But the biggest problem is Bolton and Phoenix, okay? Thank
Oh, no,
y'all
you
for-
stay on top of it. Thanks for the update. That's your Rapides Parish School Board update brought to you by Mr. Willard Bubba McCall. More eyes open when we come back, folks. Don't go away.
Eyes Open with Tony Brown on FM 107.5 The Vibe and 1110 AM KTTP Alexandria Pikeville.
officials are arguing with caution at tailgates this weekend. On Wednesday, LSU Athletics released a statement urging attendants to refrain from open flame cooking, but later that afternoon the statement was updated to say outdoor cooking was allowed. The university cited a news release from the state fire marshal said residents resume outdoor cooking with safety measures in place. The state fire marshal updated its outdoor cooking regulation in a news release Wednesday afternoon. Southern University had issued a statement similar to LSU, but had not updated it as of Wednesday night. LSU will play Grambling State University kickoff at 6:30 p.m. Southern University will play Jackson State kickoff also at, the kickoff is for Grambling versus Southern, LSU is 6:30. The Southern kickoff is at 6 p.m. Months of record heat and little rain have left much of the state vulnerable to wildfires, according to the online tracker. A wildfire aware. Firefighters Wednesday were battling wildfires and burning. Rapide and Beauregard Parish. That's right. We're having wildfires right here in Rapide Parish. LSU and Kim Mulkey have agreed to a contract extension that will make her the highest paid women's basketball coach in the nation. According to a term sheet, the advocate obtained Wednesday through a public records request. The new 10-year, $32 million deal is pending final approval from the LSU Board of Supervisors, which meets on Friday. Mulkey's previous contract was scheduled to pay her an average annual value of $2.5 million until 2029. The new deal will start at $2.75 million and escalate $3.65 million by the final year, 2033. Its average annual value is $3.2 million, will be the highest in the country. UConn coach Gino Romero earns $2.9 million, and South Carolina coach Don Stater makes $2.7 million per year. The deal will also make Mulkey the second highest paid coach at LSU, trailing only football coach Brian Kelly. Men's basketball coach Matt McMahon signed a contract in 2022 that pays him $2.9 million annually. Baseball coach Jay Johnson earned $1.25 million last year. And finally, Tropical Storm Lee has strengthened to a hurricane in the Atlantic and is expected to intensify into an extremely dangerous major hurricane by early Saturday, forecasters say. Hurricane Lee is moving west-northwest at 14 miles per hour, with sustained winds at 75 miles per hour Wednesday afternoon. According to the National Hurricane Center, forecasters show Lee eventually reaching a Category 4 with 140 miles per hour sustained winds by Friday afternoon and 145 miles per hour winds by Saturday afternoon. Although models show Lee passing to the north of the Leeward Islands this weekend, the storm's path is uncertain. Multiple local meteorologists say Lee will not pose a threat to the Gulf of Mexico. I'm Tony Brown. That's your Thursday, September the 7th cast for Eyes Open and 1110 AM KTTP. Have a safe and a blessed day. Introducing Dr. Ogali Ileye, with foot and ankle specialist located at the 415 B and Deer Street, right behind the hospital in Natchitoches. Every step you take depends on the condition of your feet. Dr. Ogali Ileye is a former college athlete. Also, he has vast experience in sports medicine. As a licensed podiatrist, Dr. Ileye treats a wide range of foot and ankle problems like diabetic foot care, bunions, chronic sores, nail problems, infections, ingrown toenails, planters, warts, wound care, and more. Professionals at Foot and Ankle Specialists, 415 Beanville Street in Natchitoches, will help you get back on the good foot by calling 318-357-3668. That's 318-357-3668. So whether you need foot or ankle surgery because of a sports injury or just need constant foot care because of diabetes, put your best foot forward and call Dr. Ogali Ileye, the Foot and Ankle Specialist in Natchitoches today at 318-357-3668. Dr. Ogali Ileye, the Foot and Ankle Specialist, 415 Beanville Street in Natchitoches, the only podiatrist in Sinlock that is one step ahead of everyone else. All right, we're back right here in your Premier Morning News Magazine. Time to find out what's going on in our forecast. Let's go live to Kevin Kowalski. He is a meteorologist with the National Weather Service on the Lake Show. Hey, Cameron, how you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Well, we're doing a lot better. We had I don't know if they got it everywhere in Central Louisiana, but we got a bit of a deluge yesterday. I know just south of Alexandria and Woodward, where I am. And it lasted a good 20, 25 minutes. So I was very impressed with it. My ground sure used it. It did bring the temperature down dramatically, but with that rain comes that humidity. So as I was driving in this morning, We're noticeably cooler this morning, but the question is, how long will that last?
Well, yeah, with that rain that we had yesterday, we feel a little bit cool start to the morning, but we will start to rock it up upwards towards the 100-degree mark getting into the early afternoon hours today. With that, we'll have a slight chance of thunder showers in the afternoon. I would imagine it to be very, very isolated at best, a little bit less than yesterday. Do keep in mind that we have a heat advisory area-wide, so the feels-like temperatures are going to be in excess of 107 degrees. Very, very warm feeling for sure.
Okay.
Very hot, and that's going to pick up. Then as we move through into the weekend, Friday and Saturday, we're going to have a frontal boundary that's going to swing southward across the state and just gradually increase our rain chances, and as well as bring down temperatures into Saturday and Sunday range before we start working back up next week.
Okay, so the weekend, as you mentioned, as we look at the extended forecast, we could get some more of those popcorn showers with that little front.
Yeah. There is some evidence out there for some of these showers kind of starting up out of the north and south along that frontal boundary, and then the sea breeze as well. Having that little extra humidity in the area may help actually give us some more consistent days Friday night and Saturday. So keeping our fingers crossed for that, because we're ready to get that drought down a little bit.
Absolutely. Hey, thanks a lot, Cameron. We appreciate you, okay?
Yeah, very much. You don't get too easy, okay?
You do the same. Okay, Cameron Kowalski, a meteorologist with the National Weather Service out of Lake Charles, Louisiana, with today's forecast.
What's up for breakfast and lunch? With me, Kaden Johnson, on Eyes Open with my Uncle Tony.
All right, we're back. I got Katie J. Johnson right next to me with What's Up for Breakfast and Lunch at Rapides Parish Schools. What's up, little man? How you doing today? You doing good? Okay. Anything notable happened in school yesterday? Okay, what'd you learn about? Michael what? Oh, what is that? I don't even know what that is. Tell me, do tell. What is that? Okay. Microbiome. What is it? Micro what? Biome. Biome? Okay. I don't know what that is. You know how to spell it? Micro. I know how to spell micro. M-I-C-R-O. But what's the last part? M-E? Oh, microbiome. Okay. I don't know what that is. What's the purpose of it? We have them all over our body? Is it just one place in our body? And what is it for?
We have all of them. It's because of
Okay. Okay. That's when they just kind of hold tight there, hide out there, for waiting to strike. Okay, so they're like secret hiding spots for bacteria in our body. Okay, I'm going to check that out, man. I appreciate that. So, yeah, I get that. Because, I had pneumonia a while back, and then the doctor told me that they were just kind of hiding out. He told me it was just hiding out. It's been there probably for years, and it just kind of stuck its ugly head up. So, basically, where that bacteria that creates pneumonia in my lungs was hiding out in a microbiome. So thank you. I appreciate that. You told me something not to do. You're so smart. And you learned that at school. Hats off to the teacher over there at Pineville Elementary School. Okay, so from microbiomes to breakfast, what we got going this morning for breakfast on this Thursday, September the 7th? What's the breakfast stick? Can you tell me what a breakfast stick is? Is it like a cinnamon stick or monkey stick? What's going on tonight?
Italian combo sandwich, baked chips, combo vegetables, salad dressing, chili flakes, and milk.
Okay, you got a prayer for everybody?
Yes, I do.
Great.
Dear God, each day, please show me who needs encouragement
Amen. That's a good advice right there. Go out and encourage somebody. Good job, kids. That's what's up for breakfast and lunch in Rapides Parish Schools. Followed by the kids' prayer.
Rapides Primary Healthcare Centers now has convenient locations to better serve residents of Central Louisiana. Now you can get affordable medical, dental, and mental health care at 1217 Willow Glen River Road and 605 Brown Bend Road in Alexandria and 1007 Shirley Road in Bunkie. If you need quality health care for your baby from prenatal, during pregnancy, and up until adulthood, then look no further than Rapides Primary Healthcare Centers. Rapides Primary Healthcare Centers continues to be the affordable, timely answer to all your family's healthcare needs. All services are available to anyone regardless of their ability to pay. You or your family will never be turned away. Rapides Primary is a certified KidMed site with a sliding fee scale. Payment is based on income and size of family. Medicaid, Medicare, and most commercial insurance is accepted for all medical services. For appointments and information on all medical services, call 318-487-4400. That's 318-487-4400. Rapides Primary Healthcare Center, now with 3 locations to better serve Central Louisiana. A new beginning to quality health care.
Hi, it's Bianca Brown with your scripture of the day. Today's scripture comes from the book of Hebrews chapter 12, verse 2. Looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and has sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Today's scripture is being brought to you by the Monroe Street Church of Christ in Alexandria, Louisiana. If you would like to learn more about the author and finisher of our faith, you can do so by contacting the church. Give the Monroe Street Church of Christ a call at 318-448-2494 and ask to speak with Minister Jeffrey Allen. Or you can write the Monroe Street Church of Christ at 2008 Monroe Street, Alexandria, Louisiana, 71301. As we always say, we will continue to lift you and your family up in the precious name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
It's time for the Daily Word with Tony Brown.
Hard to imagine. Philippians 1:19 through 26. I am hard pressed between the two, having a desire to depart and be with Christ, which is far better. Philippians 1:23. Whenever my wife Bianca and I get ready to go on vacation, we like to read about our destination, go online, study maps, anticipate the joy time of arriving at the place we've dreamed about for so long. For those of us who know Jesus Christ, we have an incredible destination ahead of us, heaven. But I find it interesting that a lot of us don't seem to be very excited about getting there. Why is that? Maybe it's because we don't understand heaven. We talk about streets of gold and gates of pearl, but what is it really like? What is there to look forward to? I think the most profound description of heaven is found in Paul's words in Philippians. He said that to depart and be with Christ is far better. It's what I told you. It's what we tell our children, our grandchildren, when asked about heaven and what it's like. Start by asking, what is the most exciting thing in your life? My grandson asked me, or I asked him, he told me about the computer game. That's one thing he likes to do. And then I told him that heaven is far better. He thought for a minute. He said, Grandpa, that's hard to imagine. What is it that you look forward to in life? It's really exciting. Whatever it is, although it's hard to imagine, heaven would be far better. To be in his presence, a glorious thought, so awesome I cannot conceive. I shall bow down and worship the Lord on his throne and the praise to his feet. The more you look forward to heaven, the less you reside on earth. I'm Tony Brown. That's today's Daily Bread.
Hello, you're listening to Honor and Power. I'm open with Tony Brown.
Eyes Open with Tony Brown and a hot cup of coffee. An informative and positive way to start your day.
All right, we're back right here on your premier morning news magazine. I tell you what, when I was a kid and I used to check out parades throughout the state of Louisiana, I was very enamored, not only by the high school band, but whenever we had the privilege to see Truman Jukebox at Southern University and parade, I know we've had them up here in Matthews, like and even when I was a kid, I can remember seeing these young brothers and sisters playing these instruments, walking down the street with the big fuzzy hands. But I tell you what, if you have never seen Truman Jukebox perform, you are missing. I mean, you just turn on the radio, watch YouTube, and you'll see a plethora of musical artists, including Beyonce, who uses not only the dancing dolls, but uses the Human Jukebox. The Human Jukebox is going to be at Central Louisiana. I want to be the first one to break this news to you because I like breaking news. They're going to be here as part of the LaRue Development Summit, which is going to be kicking off with a big health fair this Sunday at the Paragon Casino Resort in Marksville, Louisiana. So this is a unique opportunity for you not only to get some beneficial information about your health, bring your entire family, but the entertainment will be provided at the event by the Southern University Marching Band, a.k.a. Here to tell us more about the summit, the health fair is going to be kicking off. The actual event is going to be September the 11th through the 12th, again at Paragon. The LaRue Development Summit, bridging the economic divide by connecting rural communities, to be brought to you by Southern University Law Center and the Philip Electric Fire of Louisiana and Paragon. I have the pleasure of having on my show, I've heard about it, doing some incredible work at Southern University Law Center, but I got the boss man, I got the top guy. I have the chancellor of Southern University Law Center, my good friend, Mr. John K. Pierre. Brother Pierre, welcome to Eyes Open, and we are just so excited not only to have you on today, but also to have the opportunity on Sunday to see and hear the Human Jukebox perform live right here in Central Louisiana. Welcome.
Thank you. I really appreciate the welcome, and it's always great to talk great Central Louisiana.
Well, we love y'all. You know, Central Louisiana is like the Mason-Dixon line between Grambling and Southern. What's unique about us is that we have probably equal representation of Grambling and Southern alumni. You know, we just had the road show. They kicked off here, a week or so ago for the 50th annual Bayou Classic. That's a big deal. I call it the Louisiana Family Reunion. I'm the sort of person I don't take sides at the Bayou Classic. I just go, I like the game, but what I really look forward to is the halftime. And the halftime with the Battle of the Bands, that they normally do on Friday, but the halftime show is something that is spectacular. It is an amazing performance of choreography, of just precision. I love watching both bands, but I have to say I'm kind of partial to Southern because Southern has a huge band, and their sound just cannot be duplicated, in my opinion, anywhere at any college level band in this country.
I agree. I totally agree. We're so proud of the Human Jukebox. But we're also proud of the fact that what they do, they represent us very, very well, and they represent the importance of institutions like Southern University System, which is led by the chairman of the board from Central Louisiana, Mr. Myron Ross.
Absolutely. I'm glad you mentioned that. Let's talk about this second annual Louisiana Rural and Economic Development Summit in Marksville. I know y'all had to put on the brakes on it. It's the second annual only because we had the pandemic and we had to push back on that. But to kick it back off here in Central Louisiana, I think is something that was amazing. And how you guys are trying to connect rural communities. So tell us the purpose of this big summit that's going to be taking place and kicking off with that health fair on this Sunday.
Well, the purpose of the summit is rural communities, I'm from a little small community in Warrenville, Louisiana, rural community. There's so much that you get from a rural community that you cannot replace it. And we want to be able to provide opportunities. We don't want to see all the talent leave rural communities. And in Louisiana in particular, so many rural communities, especially in Central and North Louisiana, are being led by African American names and African American females, the mayors in these particular towns. That's right. And they have an awesome responsibility to keep economic development front and center of what they do. Now, one of the key pieces to economic development is access to health. We know that rural communities have struggled with access to health care, and that's why we want to kick off the summit with a health festival that focuses on the resources of Southern University system. So we're bringing the whole system to market in Central Louisiana. Southern University Human Toolbox is going to be performing. We're going to have students from nursing schools at Southern University and A&M College in Baton Rouge, Southern University in New Orleans, and Southern University in Shreveport. So imagine this, we're the only HBCU, and actually the only institution in the country that has nursing and allied health programs in 3 major metropolitan areas in the state. That's amazing. It is. And so when we think about access to health care, particularly for African Americans during this COVID crisis, what we saw was that African Americans, people of color, people who had a poor health condition, were very, very susceptible to the worst impact of COVID-19. And we're very fortunate in the state of Louisiana because we have a forward-thinking Louisiana Department of Health that decided we want to battle COVID in the best way we can by promoting the resources through these allied health and nursing programs. And of course, the governor made Medicaid available through expansion, and even through the COVID emergency situation, made it more available so that people can have access to health care. Because when you look at underlying conditions like heart conditions, issues with high blood pressure, diabetes, all of these factors contribute to bad outcomes that are exacerbated by COVID-19, which, by the way, has not left us politically. Maybe people don't want to deal with it. That's right. But COVID-19 is beginning to show itself. We're not necessarily in a pandemic. COVID-19 is still one of the top 5 reasons people die in this country. So we'll come to address that through this health care festival, focusing on issues related to COVID-19 and other issues. And we'll have dynamic professionals, dynamic students. We'll have even representatives from Southern University Ag Extension Center who will be talking about nutrition, because good nutrition leads to good health outcomes. And when we bring the power of the system to Central Louisiana, we have an opportunity to have a transformative impact in Central Louisiana.
Absolutely. I love everything that you just talked about. I was just watching the program, telling my staff about this Netflix series that talks about the group zones throughout the country and the 5 or 6 common things in all of Louisiana where people are living to be 100 years or more. And you hit on most of them with nutrition, health. You know, in America, we focus more on training rather than prevention. And if you start training people on how to have good nutrition, how to access good food, especially these rural communities that have farms and markets where you can go and get fresh produce, we need to start doing what we used to do. You know, back in the day, before we mentioned, I think that in a small community, say Laurelville, where you from?
Laurelville, Louisiana.
Yeah, so you're a country boy, so you know something about the Yardbird.
back in the day where we grew up, we had chicken in the backyard. And you go get a chicken. We had hogs down the road, or somebody was down there at a hog. And the bottom line is wheat, corn, we had our own garden. We did all that. We were much healthier when we did that. We need to get back to that. I also like the fact, you know, and I do want to remind people that the health fair is going to be kicking off this Sunday, September the 10th, from 2 to 5 p.m. The community members are invited to the kickoff conference. It's the health and wellness fair, as the chancellor just said. But they also want to not only talk about health, but we talk about financial and economic development for rural communities. I like the fact that you guys are going to also talk about affordable housing, current funding opportunities, grant funding for small businesses out there in the street. And what I really like, and no one's been able to really sit down where I can get face-to-face and get information on the agriculture industry, the opportunities, and a medical marijuana overview. So you're going to be given a medical marijuana overview. This is for all people who have small business. You can welcome to attend. We're going to be telling you throughout the next several days where you can go online and register for this amazing event. The health fair is absolutely free. There's a registration fee for the event that's going to be kicking off on September the 11th, 9/11 on Monday, Tuesday, and that Wednesday. So it's going to teach you how to create and improve economic and business relationships with native and tribal government, grant funding and how to navigate the grant process, working collaboratively together with state and federal agencies and how to navigate state and federal funding, affordable housing, 5G broadband expansion and the technology, ag industry opportunities, and medical marijuana overview. So you guys have experts that are going to be in these seminars and these panels talking about things that can really increase people's quality of life, not only from a health standpoint, but an economic standpoint, because we know the two go hand in hand. We know that people who normally are working for themselves, that's what we call a career, brother Pierre, you know that, as opposed to going to a job. And you got to try to teach people how not to go out and get a job, but how to create a job. I really love everything and how dynamic and groundbreaking that we see that it's going to be.
Well, we're very, very fortunate to be able to collaborate with the Biloxi tribe. For example, they just recently secured a HUD grant of $6.4 million to affordable housing. So under their leadership with Chairman Fareed, some of the great members of the tribal council, like Mr. Marshall Sam and other folks, they have really been forward-thinking in how they're driving economic development in Central Louisiana. They're really the largest
Louisiana, kicking off this Sunday with a huge health fair. Starting at 2 p.m. Again, as he mentioned, the jukebox will be performing live. You'll have access to a plethora of opportunities to also have better health, access to, as he mentioned, medical professionals from all of the Southern University system. And if you have a young person that's in high school, take them there. They're interested in going into the medical field. We definitely need more nurses that look like us. Definitely more doctors, because we're lacking in doctors. Again, it's the LaRue Development Summit. It's going to be kicking off September the 10th with the healthcare from 2 to 5 p.m. at the Marley Center in Marksville, Louisiana, followed by the next 11 and 12, Monday and Tuesday, with a plethora of seminars with medical professionals and health professionals who are there to help people in our area, in the rural area. Again, I can't thank enough Chancellor of Southern University Law Center, a company boy from Lawrenceville, Louisiana, Brother John K. Pierre. He's going to be there. You'll get an opportunity to meet him if you have someone who's interested in going to law school. You definitely want to show up there. If they're interested in going to Southern University, bring your high schooler there, whether it's the 9th, 10th, or 11th grade. This could be a unique opportunity. And we don't get this type of opportunity every weekend, every day in Central Louisiana. Brother Pierre, always a pleasure, and we're going to be talking about this for the next several days because as many people as possible to this amazing second annual LaRue Development Summit.
Thank you very, very much. And in addition to being president of the university, will also be there. So those individuals are not necessarily president of the university, just a benefit deal. I'd like you to come and chat with them and just kind of really enjoy and also really come together as a community because part of it is about understanding our important celebration. And again, we are so very much needed at this time in America. Our important to be with more
Absolutely, and yours truly will be there as well. I'm going to extend an invite to all of my listeners. I'll be there in full effect. I definitely want to meet Brother Pierre in person and, of course, the Chancellor for the Southern University system as well. And I hope you guys will join all of us at this event. Kicking off with this health fair again Sunday, the Paramount Casino Resort, the LaRue Development Summit, kicking off on Sunday again with the event taking place on September the 11th and 12th. And we're going to be telling you more about how you can register and be a part of the event. And you'll also be able to register at the event when you come by on Sunday if you choose to do that. Brother Pierre, always a pleasure. Keep up the good work and look forward to seeing you on this Sunday, my friend.
All right, Grant, I look forward to it and have a great rest of the week.
You too, sir. We're going to have more eyes open when we come back, folks. Don't go away.
In my America, there's the two things are guaranteed, death and taxes. Now, while the first thing is true, we know that's not the case with the latter, especially if you're Rapid Sheriff Mark Wood or his family. On May 3rd, Louisiana Illuminator investigation revealed that Sheriff Mark Wood paid zero taxes on his boy's property after a homestead exemption for 7 years. 7 years, he paid no property tax on that outrageously undervalued property. That's not all. The Illuminator investigation also revealed his family received generous property valuations as well, including shocking revelation that he claimed a homestead exemption for his mother's adjacent property for 9 years after her death. The math just doesn't work. How can his home's 2016 assessment of $36,000 allow him to get a loan on that same property for $118,000 after just 2 years? Look, it's simple. Privilege has its place. How can we expect this sheriff to uphold law when he has no problem breaking the law? That's why this election is so important to me. Because I deserve better, and so do you.
Experience the magic, fun, and excite September 9th and 10th at the Shrine Circuit. Join us at the Rapids Coliseum Saturday, September 9th with shows beginning at 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and 6:30 p.m. And on Sunday, September 10th, join us for one of two shows, 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. Individuals 12 and under admitted absolutely free. All other attendees purchase your tickets today at Max Fresh Market Store, Security Sporting Goods, and at the Rapids Coliseum. For more information, visit our Sidla Shrine Club Facebook page.
7 70% of prison inmates read at a fourth grade level or below. We can't cut crime without fixing our schools. Participation in early childhood education reduces criminal activity by 20%. Our schools are our first line of defense against crime. Bullying stops teaching and stops learning. 1 in 5 Louisiana high school students report being bullied on school property. 1 out of 6 will skip school at least once in the next 30 days, scared for their safety. We lead the nation in percent of high school students who attempt suicide. As governor, I'll support counseling for the bully and the child being bullied. Violent repeat offenders will go to an alternative school that teaches the citizenship and character necessary to become a responsible citizen. Others will go to juvenile jail. Kids can't learn if you let our schools become minor leagues or false influence.
Hunter Lundy, Governor.
Paid for by Lundy for Louisiana.
Introducing Dr. Ogali Ileye, the foot and ankle specialist located at the 415 Beale Street, right behind the hospital in Natchitoches. Every step you take depends on the condition of your feet. Dr. Ogali Ileye is a former college athlete. Also, he has vast experience in sports medicine. As a licensed podiatrist, Dr. Ileye treats a wide range of foot and ankle problems like diabetic foot kids, bunions, chronic sores, nail problems, infections, ingrown toenails, scratches, warts, wound care, and more. Professionals at Foot and Ankle Specialist 415 Beanville Street in Natchitoches have you get back on the good foot by calling 318-357-3668. That's 318-357-3668. So whether you need foot or ankle surgery because of a sports injury or just need constant foot care because of diabetes, put your best foot forward and call Dr. Ogali Ileye, the Foot and Ankle Specialist in Natchitoches today at 318-357-3668. Dr. Ogali Ileye, Foot and Ankle Specialist, 415 Beanville Street in Natchitoches, the only podiatrist in Sinlock that is one step ahead of everyone else.
We the people. When the Founding Fathers wrote the Constitution, I think they envisioned an America that was safe and prosperous for everyone. God had his hand on the Founding Fathers' hearts and minds as they composed it. And a government run by the people, for the people, not a government run for the government. Being a Christian since I was the age of 5 has instilled in me the morals, integrity, wisdom, and ability to be gracious and compassionate for fellow friends. To accomplish these promises, I will rely on my extensive crime-fighting background. As a criminal prosecutor for 28 years, a commissioned sheriff's deputy for 25, a champion of victims' rights, and a civil trial attorney since 1991. As your next Attorney General, I'll make fighting crime my #1 priority so that you all can feel safe again in your community. My door will always be open to you. Tony and I have been friends for years, and he can vouch for my experience, my character, and my commitment to do a job that you'll be proud of. Please consider voting for me, Marty May, for Attorney General on October 14th. My dear friends, may God always bless you and keep you safe. This message is authorized by the campaign to elect Marty May Attorney General.
Join the Southern University Law Center and the Tuna-Biloxi Tribe of Louisiana for the LaRue Economic Development Summit. This once-in-a-lifetime event will kick off this Sunday, September the 10th, with a health and wellness fair from 2 to 5 p.m. featuring the world-famous Southern University marching band, the Human Jukebox. LaRue's mission is to spur economic development in rural communities by connecting business owners with local and state leaders and tapping into a wide range of resources. Registration is open to the public or to anyone interested in learning more about economic development in rural areas and doing business with tribal governments. You can register on Sunday or go online to www.sulc.edu/LaRue. That's www.sulc.edu/LARUE. LaRue seminars will have lecturers, panelists, guest speakers who will inform you about affordable housing and funding opportunities, ag industry opportunities, and a medical marijuana overview, and grant funding and how to navigate the process, just to name a few. It's the second annual LaRue Economic Development Summit, Sunday, September the 10th through Tuesday, September the 12th, brought to you by the Southern University Law Center, the Southern University College of Business University of Economic Development, and the Tuna-Biloxi Tribe of Louisiana.
Hello everyone, this is Caden Johnson, your lunch menu kid. Start your day with me, Caden Johnson, on Eyes Open with Tony Brown right here on the new FM 107.5 The Vibe and 11:10 a.m. KTTP. I also hope your children begin their day with a kid's prayer. Join me every Monday through Friday on Eyes Open with my Uncle Tony Brown for What's Up for Breakfast and Lunch in Rapides Parish Schools.
You're listening to Eyes Open with Tony Brown. Serious talk for serious people.
All right, we're back right here on your Premier Morning News Magazine. Let me just say something about my homeboy, Hunter Lundy. Now, he's an independent candidate running for governor. I love his message because his message is a simple message. It's not convoluted. It's a simple message. You know, it's kind of like the same message Jesus had. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. He is also a minister, and he is independent. I like the fact that, in my opinion, as far as marketing his campaign, he's outpacing everybody else, even the so-called front runner. And he has a message for everybody. Now, the guy who's supposed to be in the lead, who's now having ethics problems or taking helicopter rides from Hawaii to different events where he's saying it was for personal use, then he gets on a stage and does something political, is problematic. So if Jeff Landry can break the ethical rules in taking and jet setting all over the country for the last 2 or 3 years, running for governor, while he should have been attorney general. He's been running for governor the entire 4 years and bumping heads with the guy that we elected to be the governor. So he's facing 2 ethical charges right now because he has a lot of donors in his pocket. He is a right-wing extremist. He is in the lineage, in the line of Donald Trump. And should he become our next governor, he's going to set this state back to the old Jim Crow days. And y'all know what I mean. Jeff Landry is not the governor for everyone. He is not a candidate for everyone. And that is obvious because he doesn't go to any candidate forum where that's not conservative or right-wing. If it's something sponsored by, let's say, the forum that was sponsored by Southern University, and it was put on by ministers, about 4 or 5 ministerial groups, and he did not show up. Didn't even want to show up. He was invited to the NAACP forum that I think that they've done, and many forums from not only African American people but Democrats, where we just want to get a feel of who's running, and this guy doesn't show up. Kind of like Donald Trump. I don't have to show up. I got all the money, and I'm gonna win this thing. And to have that kind of cocky arrogance and to be so privileged and feel that he's comfortable in this privilege and says, I don't have a message for everybody, just the conservative white Republicans in Louisiana. And if y'all voted for Trump, y'all vote for me, because I'm going to get it back to the good old days. I'm going to make Louisiana great again, is his message. And I don't like the message. I don't like that he's an angry man. I don't like that he's rude. And even someone from his own party came out public, didn't have any problem saying it. Billy Lancaster didn't have a problem saying that he's a bad man. And that's coming from a Republican. We don't need bad people representing us in office, and certainly people who don't see us at all. This guy, Hunter Lundy, sees everybody. I like that about him. He's a God-fearing man, and he can sit down and he'll talk. He don't matter about race, color, or creed. He has a centrist message, and I think it's a message that that everybody needs to hear, because he's not extremist. He's not a Republican. He's not a Democrat. He's an independent. Hunter, welcome back to the show, man. And I said what I said because I meant what I said, and I know most of the people who look like me feel the very same way as it pertains to Jeff Landry. Jeff Landry, in the quote, the words of his fellow Republican, is a bad person. And he is not going to be good for the state of Louisiana. He's going to set us back. And you've been to every candidate forum that you've been invited. Why is it this guy doesn't show up for any forums?
Well, Tony, you summarized it pretty well, but it's worse than that. We have a statewide televised debate tonight, put on by WWL in New Orleans, put on by the Urban League, put on by PAR, which is a conservative business group, put on by the Morning Advocate. And Jeff Landry said, I'm not coming because the Urban League is one of the sponsors.
Oh, my
and
God.
that just summarizes just what you said.
Yeah.
And so, the Urban League has done so much for the nation, so much for the state of Louisiana. And yes, I'm the candidate last Monday. I was shaking hands at the AFL-CIO banquet. And not the picnic, not at the banquet, at the picnic at the park in New Orleans. And because I feel like that I speak for working class people. And at the same time, I can worship in any church with anybody at any time. And so, you're right. I mean, we love everybody. I have grace for everybody. I love everybody. Yeah, we may have differences of opinions at some things. We may not agree on everything. But I love everybody, and I'm not going to be throwing stones. I'm not going to be making stupid statements like he made about why he's not going to this forum, and maybe that just shows his heart. I'm quick to say that I can't judge a man by his heart. Only God can do that, but I can sure judge him by his actions.
Amen.
And his actions speak loudly, and his speak loudly when he refused to go to this forum tonight.
Yeah.
And so, this thing's going to end up being a Lundy-Landry runoff, if he makes the runoff. If he makes it, because I think he's tumbling.
Yeah,
so,
I agree.
So I will, I will be the governor for all of Louisiana, and we're tackling the issues. We've listened to people all over the state. I've listened to school teachers, and I've said over and over again, why don't we take care of the people that take care of us? Our teachers, our policemen, our firemen. We got to take care of them. We got to do what we say we're going to do. Pay them what we said we're going to pay them.
That's right.
And that's primarily our teachers. And so that's who I will be as a governor, and I will be pushing those issues hard. And yes, poverty is a problem. And I've said over and over again that poverty, education, poverty, and crime, they're all linked. And education is the cure. We reach our children pre-K when they're 3 and 4. We've got to have a statewide child care program for these 800,000 single-family parents in Louisiana. They need help with child care. And yes, because of poverty, we need to raise the minimum wage. We need to give people hope. We're not doing that right now. And so, look at the amount of income, Tony. I said, if somebody makes minimum wage, or let's say the minimum wage is $11 an hour, that times 40 hours a week times 52 weeks a year is still only, approximately $30,000 a year. It's still a poverty level.
It is.
So we need people to have good jobs, and these moms that have to have second jobs to feed their children, they need to be able to make $10 or $11 an hour on the second job to supplement their main job. So that's kind of, that's my position, and I think it's resonating with people in Louisiana because the economy is going to change. when the rest of the nation perceives us differently, that we're no longer the number one poverty state in the nation. We're no longer paying our teachers 35th in the nation, our policemen 48th in the nation, our firemen dead last in the nation. When that changes, the perception changes, the economy will grow. We will bring new business. We will develop Central and North Louisiana like I believe it can be done in a research triangle with all our colleges, universities, our trade schools. We can transform these impoverished areas and these blighted areas using trade schools and using community colleges and using high school graduates that have been certified in HVAC or plumbing or carpentry or something. We can put teams together. And when you do that, you change the perception, and we're no longer the poverty. We're also growing the economy by doing that, and we're paying people more. So you've heard in a nutshell what my vision is. And we've got it down. We believe we can do it. And we can use our trade schools. We can use our community colleges. We can use our universities. We can use everybody. And you know, our high schools are re-implementing the programs that you and I had when we were growing up. They're implementing trades in high school, and so we do that. But, you know, when it comes to the crime, education is the key.
It is.
And we've got to reach these kids. And we're gonna undo all the bad things that Governor Jindal did. You know, he hurt our education system. He hurt our juvenile justice system. You know, we need to, you know what's going on in some of the larger cities is, I call it trafficking. You have these older criminals recruiting these 13, 14, 15-year-olds, and that's where the crime's happening.
That's
We
right.
need to grab those young people, and we need to get them rehabilitated. We need to go against the traffickers. We need to stop them, and we need to punish those guys that are doing that to our youth. And so, and a lot of the drug dealing, Tony, you know, it occurs in blighted and poverty areas.
That's right.
So when we clean up poverty, we're reducing crime, we're using education, we're building our economy. It's an easy picture. It just takes somebody who has a will. And, you know, I'm in it to win it. And nobody will work harder than me.
Absolutely.
You know, like I said, I love everybody. And we can all sit at the table. That's the way we can cure some of these issues with crime. You just sit down. You sit down with the mayors and the chiefs of police and the sheriffs, the DAs and the judges, and say, let's come together with a plan and let's go execute it. Quit throwing grenades and putting the names of DAs in your TV commercials and stupid things like that.
Yeah.
So you don't get anywhere doing that and trying to improve the state. And you know, we are the best state in the country. We have the best natural resources. We have the best culture. We have the best waterways. There's no reason. I don't want to compare us to some of these southern states. I want to compare us to some of the Midwestern and the northern states that are doing so much better academically than we are.
Absolutely.
So that's who I am, Tony. I think, you know, I'm proud to say we're both from the same hometown.
We are.
We grew up in the same community. So I think it's and I appreciate you calling me this morning.
Well, I appreciate your message, and I think people are going to gravitate towards your message. Again, folks, that is Hunter Lundy, the independent candidate for governor. He's also a minister of the Word of God. He's a self-made man, and, of course, he says that he could do the job if you give him an opportunity to. What's that number on the ballot, Hunter?
Number 11.
I like that number. Number 11 on your ballot. So, again,
11,
go ahead, sir.
11 rhymes with heaven.
There it is. There you go. It rhymes with heaven. And we got early voting to be started in a couple of weeks.
September 30th, early voting.
That's right. September 30th, folks, so about 3 weeks. We're going to have our early voting. Get out and vote early if you can't make it to the October 14th primary. But again, number 11 on your ballot, Hunter Lundy, the independent candidate for governor, asking for your support. Brother Lundy, always a pleasure, man. You take care, be safe, and break a leg tonight at the forum.
Thank you so much, Tony.
God bless. God bless you too, my friend. Take care. Again, folks, we're going to have more eyes open. That was Hunter Lundy asking for your vote, the independent candidate, minister of God, out of Lake Charles, Louisiana. He makes sense. Makes sense. More eyes open when we come back. Don't go away.
Eyes Open with Tony Brown on FM 107.5, The Vibe, and 1110 AM, KGTP, Alexandria, Pineville.
Thursday, September the 7th, news being brought to you today by Dr. O'Galley Elaye's office with Ankle Specialists. Just out down Alexandria where an 18-year-old and a 15-year-old have been arrested. They were arrested early Wednesday morning after the Alexandria Police Department received information that there were two teenage children walking with guns, loaded guns, in the Sunset apartment complex. Rifles, in fact. It was in 2900 block of Grove Street. AD officers found the two young men carrying the rifles who then fled on foot after a short chase. Both of them were apprehended. One was identified as 18-year-old Jamarion Moss of Alexandria, arrested in charge of resisting an armed activity to the community of a minor, possession of a firearm, and Hokie have agreed to a contract extension that will make her the highest paid women's basketball coach in the nation. According to a term sheet, the athlete obtained Wednesday through a public records request. The new 10-year, $32 million deal is pending final approval from LSU Board of Supervisors on Friday. Hockey's previous contract was scheduled to pay her an average annual value of $2.5 million until 2029. The new deal will start at $2.75 million and escalate $3.65 million by the final year, 2033. Its average annual value of $3.2 million will be the highest in the country. UConn coach Gino Arenado earns $2.9 million, and South Carolina coach Don Staley makes $2.7 million. The deal will also make Mosley the second highest paid coach at LSU, trailing only football coach Ryan Kelly. Men's basketball coach Matt McMahon signed a contract in 2022 that pays him $2.9 million annually. Baseball coach Jay Johnson earned $1.25 million last year. And finally, tropical storm Lee has strengthened to a hurricane in the Atlantic and is expected to intensify into an extremely dangerous major hurricane by early Saturday's forecasters say. Hurricane Lee is moving west northwest at 14 miles per hour, with sustained winds of 75 miles per hour Wednesday afternoon. According to the National Weather Center, forecasters show Lee eventually reaching a Category 4 with 140 miles per hour sustained winds by Friday afternoon and 145 miles per hour winds by Saturday afternoon. Although models show Lee passing to the north of the immediate islands this weekend, the storm track is uncertain. Multiple local meteorologists say Lee will unfold itself with Gulf of Mexico. I'm Cody Brown. That's your Thursday, September the 7th cast for ISO and 11:10 a.m. KTTP. Have a safe and a blessed day. Introducing Dr. Ogali Ilego, the foot and ankle specialist located at the 415 Beanville Street, right behind the hospital in Natchitoches. Every step you take depends on the condition of your feet. Dr. Ogali Ilego is a former college athlete. Also, he has vast experience in sports medicine. As a licensed podiatrist, Dr. Ilego treats a wide range of foot and ankle problems like diabetic foot care, burning, chronic surgery, heel problems, infections, ingrown toenails, fractures, sports, wound care, and more. Professionals at Foot and Ankle Specialist 415 Beanville Street in Natchitoches have to get back on the good foot by calling 318-357-3668. That's 318-357-3668. So whether you need foot or ankle surgery because of a sports injury, rescue constant foot because of diabetes, look your best foot forward. And call Dr. Ogali Ilego, the Foot and Ankle Specialist in Natchitoches today at 318-357-3668. Dr. Ogali Ilego, Foot and Ankle Specialist, 415 Beanville Street in Natchitoches, the only podiatrist in Sinai, one step ahead of everyone else. All right, we're back right here in your Premier Morning News Magazine. Time to find out what's going on in our forecast. Let's go live to Cameron Kowalski. He is a meteorologist with the National Weather Service. Hey, Cameron, how you doing today? Well, we're doing a lot better. We had I don't know if they got it everywhere in Central Louisiana, but we got a bit of a deluge yesterday. I know it's just south of Alexandria and Woodward where I am. And it lasted a good 20-25 minutes, so I was very impressed with it. My ground sure used to. It did bring the temperature down dramatically, but with that rain comes that humidity. So as I was driving in this morning, we're noticeably cooler this morning, but the question is, how long will that last?
Oh, yeah, with that rain yesterday, we feel a little bit of this morning, but we will rock it up upwards towards the 100-degree mark. We're getting into the early afternoon hours today. With that, we'll have a slight chance of thunder showers in the afternoon. I would imagine it's very, very isolated at best. A little bit less than yesterday. Please keep in mind that we have a heat advisory area
do the same. Okay, Cameron Kowalski, meteorologist with the National Weather Service out of Lake Charles, Louisiana, with today's forecast.
What's up for breakfast and lunch? With me, Kaden Johnson, on Eyes Open with my Uncle Tony.
All right, we're back. I got King James Johnson right next to me with what's up for breakfast and lunch at Rapids Parish School. What's up, little man? How you doing today? You doing good? Okay. Anything notable happened in school yesterday? Okay, what did you learn about? Michael what? Oh, what is that? I don't even know what that is. Tell me, do tell me, what is that? Okay. Michael Myers, what is it? Michael what? Myers. Myers? Okay, I don't know what that is. You know how to spell it? Michael, I know how to spell Michael. M-I-C-Y-O. But what's the last part? M-E? Oh, Michael Brown. Okay, I don't know what that is. What's the purpose of it? We have them all over our body. It's just one place in our body. And what is it for? Okay. Okay. It was kind of hold tight there, hide out there, or waiting to strike. Okay, so let's see what kind of spots for the bacteria in the body. Okay, check that out, man. So, yeah, you know, I get that because, you know, I had a mother a while back and the doctor said that they were just kind of hiding out. He told me they were just hiding out and how they couldn't use and it just kind of stuck with them forever. So, basically, when that bacteria that put pneumonia in my lung, I said, thank you, I appreciate that. You know, some doctors are not so smart. You learn that in school. And hats off to the teacher over there at Pineville University. Okay, so from microbiomes to breakfast, what we got going this morning for breakfast on this Thursday, September the 7th? What's breakfast here? Can you think of breakfast? Is it like a sandwich that has a bun? Or is it just a piece of cake? Okay, all right. Well, you summed it up for me. I bet it does. Sugar makes everything taste better. It's syrup. Okay, breakfast is wow. Got it. Okay, what do we have for lunch? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Anything else you want to say? Okay. What's going on for lunch?
Italian combo sandwich, baked chips, maple restaurant, salad dressing, chili
Okay, you got to tell us what it's about. Good. That's a good advice right there. Go out and encourage them. Good job. That's what's up for breakfast and lunch at Rapids Parish School. It's followed by a quick prayer.
Rapids Primary Healthcare Centers now has convenient locations to better serve residents of Central Louisiana. Now you can get affordable medical, dental, and mental health care at 1217 Willow Glen River Road and 605 Brown Bend Road in Alexandria and 1007 Shirley Road in Bunkie. If you need quality health care for your baby from prenatal, during pregnancy, and up until adulthood, then look no further than Rapids Primary Healthcare Centers. Rapides Primary Healthcare Centers continues to be the affordable, timely answer to all your family's healthcare needs. All services are available to anyone regardless of their ability to pay. You or your family will never be turned away. Rapides Primary is a certified KidMed site with a sliding fee scale. Payment is based on income and size of family. Medicaid, Medicare, and most commercial insurance is accepted for all medical services. For appointments and information on all medical services, call 318-487-4400. That's 318-487-4400. Rapides Primary Healthcare Center, now with 3 locations to better serve Central Louisiana. A new beginning to quality healthcare.
Hi, it's Bianca Brown with your scripture of the day. Today's scripture comes from the book of Hebrews chapter 12, verse 2. Looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and has sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Today's scripture is being brought to you by the Monroe Street Church of Christ in Alexandria, Louisiana. If you would like to learn more about the author and finisher of our faith, you can do so by contacting the church. Give the Monroe Street Church of Christ a call at 318-448-2494 and ask to speak with Minister Jeffrey Allen. Or you can write the Monroe Street Church of Christ at 2008 Monroe Street, Alexandria, Louisiana, 71301. As we always say, we will continue to lift you and your family up in the precious name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
It's time for the Daily Bread with Tony Bryant.
Hard to imagine. Philippians 1:19-26. I am hard pressed between the two, having a desire to depart and be with Christ, which is far better. Philippians 1:26. Whatever my wife Bianca and I get ready to go through, about our go on time, study, enjoy time with the place we've been dreaming about for so long. For those of us who know Jesus Christ, we have an incredible destination, heaven. But I find it interesting that a lot of us don't seem to be very Christ. Why is that? Maybe it's because we don't understand that. We talk about streets of gold and gates of pearl, but what is it really like? What is there to look forward to? I think the most profound description of heaven is found in Paul's words. He said that to depart and be with Christ is far better. It's what I told you. It's what we tell our children, our grandchildren, when asked about heaven and what it's like. Start by asking, what is the most exciting thing about life? Ask them, or I asked him, he told me about the beginning, another fun thing he liked. And then I told him that heaven is far better. God put me there. That's all. That's all that matters. What is it that you look forward to? It's really exciting. Whatever it is, although it's hard to imagine, it's far better. To be in his presence, the glorious God, so awesome and imagine. I'll bow down and worship him on his throne. Incredible. The more you look forward to heaven, the less you desire on it. I'm Tony Brown. Today, Daily Bread.
Hello, you're listening to Honor and Power. I know they were Tony Brown.
Eyes open with Tony Brown and a hot cup of coffee. An informative and positive way to start your day. Thanks for tuning in to Eyes Open with Tony Brown. The show airs daily, Monday through Friday, from 6 a.m. until 9 a.m. right here on the new KTTP 1110 a.m. Alexandria, Pineville. You can also listen live on our website at www.thenewkttp.com. To contact Mr. Brown or to report a concern in your community, or maybe you would like to advertise on the Eyes Open Radio Network, please do so via email at eyesopentbrown@yahoo.com or by mail at Eyes Open Productions LLC, P.O. Box 13667, Alexandria, Louisiana 71315. The views expressed on this program are not those of this station or its affiliates and are the opinions of the people who choose to participate in this forum.
My lover, my lady, all night you make me want you. It drives me crazy. I feel like you were made just for me, babe. Tell me if you feel the same way. Does it just feel so right? I don't wanna waste no time. If I had to choose, I know I'm gonna always choose to be with you. 'Cause girl, don't you know? Girl, don't you know you're so beautiful? I wanna give all my love to you, girl. Not just tonight, but the rest of your life. I wanna be always here by your side. Girl, don't you know you're so beautiful? I wanna give all my love to you, girl. Not just tonight, but the rest of your life. I wanna be always here by your side. When you're not here, you don't know how much I miss you. The whole time on my mind is how much I'm